Ready. Turn my mic on. Welcome to the Rules and Regs for the first time in 2026. Don't have a lot on the agenda today, but we do need, I suppose, to approve the minutes from the last time, correct?
Correct.
I move to approve the minutes from the October 9th meeting.
Thank you. Has it been that long? Wow.
Yes.
Second? All in favor? Okay. All right, so we don't have anybody speaking, nobody here.
No emails.
No emails, nothing. All right, so let's get right down to it. Just a quick update on one policy, Tom?
So, actually Doug and I were working on, we were in the middle of the budget, and we were doing some analysis on slip leases for the marina, and I was questioning why the revenue numbers were lower than I thought they should be. And so I said, so I put it out to member resources and to Trey, who falls under Doug, and was like, okay, why is this number lower than I thought it should be? And part of the problem is that under our current policy, and we're going to jump below, so I'm going to go a little bit out of order. We're going to go to section 2 on this first, the mooring, because this is kind of what led the effort. So currently it's March 31st, and so there's a large tendency of our property owners to wait till the deadline, and then they decide, I don't want the lease, I've sold my boat, or I'm gonna sell my boat, but they wait to the deadline. And so we're waiting all the way to March 31st, then we find out, so March 31st, and the person says, I'm out, we don't charge them for those 3 months, because the slip leases are on the calendar. So we've already lost 3 months. And then it takes you, well, who's the first person on the list, and you call them and they go, oh, I don't have a boat, let me think about it, do I want to buy a boat after all? I put my name on the list, on the wait list 6 months or a year ago, so you have to give them a couple days. Then they call you back and say, no, I don't want to do it. Then you got to go to number 2. And all of a sudden you're about 2 or 3 months in, and you're well into the boating season. And so that was one of the primary reasons why the revenue numbers were not coming out the way I had thought they would be. So we then started saying, okay, is there a way to solve this reasonably? And so we said, let's move up, because it's the middle of winter. Very few people are using the lakes right now. There's a couple diehards, but most people are not. And so we're just saying, okay, look, the deadline is here. You need to make the decision. Now, we're talking about 27. We're not talking about right now. So we were all in agreement, let's move that date forward. Well, then then we decided, well, if we're gonna do it for the slips, well, it also makes sense for the boat registrations, just so that we have some level of uniformity. So when we're communicating, it's going to be really complicated to go to a boat owner and say, well, your deadline for your boat registration is March 31st, but for your slip is January 5th. That's way too confusing. So keep it simple and have them make the decision sooner, just encouraging them all along. And then the last item is just showing proof of coverage. And this is just a protection. God forbid an accident occurs on the lake. I mean, in all probability, they're going to sue everybody, depending upon the level. But the first person that should be sued is the person that caused the accident. And God forbid, they don't have any coverage at all. So that was an add-on and Doug can speak to that.
Yeah, that was a recommendation from our insurance carrier as well, that limit of coverage for people who are registering boats for our lake, so that's why we included it there.
Is that a situation where the insurance provider keeps it? Is that where the insurance provider would notify us should they cancel? I know that's a big thing for some people is to,
We don't have it on this particular instance.
Don't put it.
They show us, we're not listed as an additional insured. On other situations where we do require that for contractors or vendors, we're listed as an additional insured, and then they do notify us.
Gotcha.
But this one, we don't require that. We just require proof of coverage.
So we wouldn't get the notification.
Correct.
But in most instances, at least we can feel comfortable that they have some level of coverage in case, God forbid, an accident occurs on the lake.
That says insurance for leasing a boat slip. Do you mean for all boat?
That's a good point. We'll probably, yes, update that to include registration of a boat.
Just a curiosity question, because I always wonder why something was done a certain way. Where did that March 31st date come from in the beginning? Just pulled it out.
It was a function of various moving parts that they'd have to line up to get a new renter in there. I hate to say that it's always been that way, but since I've been here, that's been the date, and so they've given them that time frame to make the decision, I guess, closer to boating season maybe.
Yeah.
And the majority of these folks, they've already entered into a lease agreement and they're just renewing. But this covers a small percentage of those who are, okay, I'm done leasing, I'm no longer boating. So now we need to find a new person to put into that slip.
And that's fine. Just tell us.
Yeah, let us
Yeah,
know. So we
yeah.
can
Just tell us so that we can actively go out. So this should help us shorten that gap where that slip is not generating any revenue. It should shorten that gap by about 2.5 months, and that's what we're trying to do.
I don't think it means anything, but my boat insurance renews in March. Just, it seems to be coincidental with the date that was on there is all.
Any other questions or discussions at all? Is this something that needs to happen now? Like you said, it
because
happens in
It's
27.
gonna happen in 27, is that correct?
Well, we're giving folks the heads up now. So if they're renewing their lease agreement or they're entering into a new one, we're saying, hey, these are the new requirements that are coming out. The board's discussing those, but be aware these are the new requirements that are coming out. So when you come back to us at the end of the year to renew, December 31st is a cutoff date, but you only have January till January 15th to tell us. So yeah, January 15th of 27 will be the first time that we would impose a fee for being late on a renewal.
So this can just go through the regular channels of approval to the board, et
Yeah,
cetera.
we don't need to fast
Fast
forward
track,
it.
okay.
Because we had talked about this. I think I contacted you in December, early December or late November. And at that point, we were like, well, let's have a meeting in December. And Doug was like, no, keep in mind, this is not really kicking in until 27. There's no rush. And we had missed the GM meeting in December. So if we had brought it up in December, it would have been either at the work session, at the regular session, and it would have potentially looked like we were trying to, fast forward it or, get it passed without going through the normal channels. And so Doug was like, let's just slow down. And I think that was the right call.
So can we go ahead then and make a motion to send this on to the board and get the process started?
Yeah, we'll make that change that Deborah suggested. So the motion should be as amended.
Okay.
The policy 5.05 is amended.
Does anybody want to do that? Please, motion? No?
Motion language.
Did we give you
Oh, we didn't do that.
we didn't cheat for you.
I motion to approve policy 5.05 boat registration and mooring lease agreement
As amended.
as amended.
Second? Okay, and all in favor? Okay, well, we'll pass that along and it'll go through the regular channels.
And we have nothing
Nothing
else,
else. Wow.
for you. That was the only thing that we had noticed.
Okay.
And we appreciate it.
Like this change.
Well, you know, I'm really, you know, I love this committee anyway. You know I do. And there's always something that's gonna pop up. It's pretty clean right now.
Yeah.
But you never know what else could happen and so thank you guys. And hope we have some fodder for this next year.
Absolutely.
All right, so I guess we're adjourned?
We're good.
We're adjourned.